Hillary Clinton bleached and deleted 33,000 emails, lied to Congress under oath, made 13 phones disappear, some with a hammer, and then told the FBI she couldn't remember 39 times. Just thinking to myself right now, we should just cancel the election and just give it to Trump, right? What are we even having it for? What are we having it for? Her policies are so bad.
Well, you heard it right there. Trump telling his supporters this race should be over. He should be given the presidency because of all these scandals. I think he's kidding. However, joining us now is Chris Wallace. He is the host of Fox News Sunday. Chris, these scandals are breaking wide open. Will they make a difference to the vote 11 days from now?
Well, we'll have to see. It is having an impact, and good morning to you, Stuart. The latest Fox poll shows an all-time high or low, depending on how you want to call it, in terms of the rating in the Fox poll as to people's view of Clinton's honesty and trustworthiness. I think 70% now say they did not view her that way. So it's having an impact, the steady leak from WikiLeaks of all these hacked emails. Whether it's enough to turn the election, we're going to have to see.
But it's a negative impact on Hillary Clinton, as in suppressing the support for Hillary Clinton or raising doubts about Hillary Clinton so that not so many people will vote for her. Not necessarily a plus for Trump, but just as a negative for Hillary. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, I think that's true. But honestly, most of this election this fall has been negative impact. I mean, in other words, I think that they're in a race to lose votes rather than to pick up votes. You know, when you get something like the Access Hollywood tape, that's a negative influence on Trump. These WikiLeaks revelations of what was going on. And let me say, I completely agree with you about the foundation. I think of all the stuff that has come out so far, I think the revelations about the Clinton Foundation, and not only the blurring, but the erasing of any lines between personal gain, charitable giving, public service, the erasing of any lines in all those areas is the real revelation so far that has come out of WikiLeaks.
It just looks so bad. $116 million from connections and contacts and a charitable foundation. I mean, it just looks bad. I don't doubt that I don't think it's illegal. I don't know for a fact. I don't think it's illegal. It's just the way it looks.
Well, I mean, look, you've got this memo written by Doug Band, who was one of the closest personal aides to Bill Clinton. He writes this memo because of concern from Chelsea Clinton about what's going on in the foundation, and he calls it Bill Clinton Incorporated. And as you say, talking about the fact that on the one hand, you had charitable giving to the foundation, and on the other hand, picking up tens of millions of dollars, Bill Clinton, the family getting gifts and vacations, and we know separately that Doug Band is reaching out to people at the State Department trying to get special access to Hillary Clinton that average people couldn't get. We have the case of Seiya, which was a Korean company that got a big U.S. government grant of over $100 million to build a factory in Haiti after the earthquake there. And they gave a huge donation to the foundation, and then they put Cheryl Mills, who was Hillary Clinton's chief of staff at the State Department, put her in business, gave big investment to put her in a private business. It's just the blurring of all the lines. We had Bob Woodward, you know, the man who, along with Carl Bernstein, broke Watergate on our panel last week, and he was shaking his head about what he said was the corrupt enterprise of the Clinton Foundation. When you hear Bob Woodward saying something is corrupt, you ought to stand up and take note. You
just have to wonder what could possibly be the best saved until last from Julian Assange. Any comment?
Well, I want to back up something you said. Julian Assange is an unsavory character, and while we read this, and you have to take note of it because it's out there, the idea that he and perhaps the Russians are playing a role in trying to affect our election is very troubling. And, you know, on the one hand, you can read and report on these without missing the fact that Julian Assange is a bad guy. He is holed up and has been holed up for years in the Ecuadorian embassy because of the fact that he's wanted on sexual assault charges back in Sweden. He's the same guy with WikiLeaks who put out hundreds of thousands of documents that endangered American soldiers and intelligence officials. So we're obviously dealing with the fruits of the leaks that he is putting out there, but it's a kind of ugly fruit.
Indeed.
If it has Julian Assange involved with it, a bitter fruit.
And nobody wants that influence on our election. Chris Wallace, everyone, thank you very much for joining us, Chris. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, sir.